Hi, everyone. This is Shirley on Shirley's World. Good morning and Happy New Year. It's the 2nd of January. I wanted to come on and do a little video for the very beginners that have decided they would like to try selling on eBay because it looks so easy. And it is to get started. It is very easy to get started. And once you sell a few things, you'll get the bug. So I wanted to make this very beginner video. There's a lot of videos, YouTube videos out there for beginners to watch, but this is mine. This is my little donation of videos to watch. The first thing you need to do if you want to sell things, even one or two things on eBay, is a seller's account. You have to open a seller's account on eBay. It's very easy. eBay will walk you right through it. Even though you have a buyer's account, you still need a seller's account to sell things. So you open a seller's account on eBay. And then if you sell something, your customer wants to pay for it. So how are they going to pay for it? You have to open, everything is done through PayPal on eBay. So you have to have a PayPal account. Most people already do have a PayPal account, but you have to link your PayPal account to your eBay account. Very easy. They'll walk you right through it. And then you have to link your PayPal account to your bank, either a checking account or a savings account. This is so you can transfer money when you make all that money from your PayPal account to your bank account. I waited for a little bit before I did that. I just kept things in my PayPal account. When I first started way back, I think I started selling in 2009. Just things that I had and things that I would get. You know, little bits at a time. I'd sell for a few weeks and then I'd stop and then I'd sell. So my PayPal account was never a large amount, and I would use my PayPal account to buy things. So I wasn't in a business. I was just doing this for fun, and my PayPal account, it didn't need to be linked to a bank at that point. But once you decide to do this as sort of a little business, or a big business, you have to link it to your bank account so that you can transfer money. You don't want thousands of dollars in your PayPal account. You want it to transfer it to your bank. So that's just a matter of following some directions that they give you online on eBay and on PayPal. I think it's all on PayPal, how you link your bank. It's very easy. The whole process you could do within 15 or 20 minutes. So, okay, now you need things to sell. Most people start with things in their house. Go through your closet. Just sell things that you would like to get rid of. Not junk, not things with tears and stains and everything like that, because you want to start building up a little your name. That's another thing. You need some sort of a name. You can go by your own name. You can just make up a name or whatever. But you don't want to mess up your account with just selling junk, real junk. So sell your nicer things that you would like to get rid of. Instead of donating them, you can try to sell them. Or other things around your house. What did I start with? I started with some dishes that I had. I used to have an antique shop, so I had lots of antiques left over from that. I think the first things I started selling were antiques. That has a very limited customer base because there's only certain people that buy antiques or buy good dishes or things like that. So I did okay. I mean, I sold things you know, some antiques. But I wanted to sell things more often, quicker sales. So I then started selling some clothes that I had around, and I think somebody gave me a bunch of baby clothes, and I tried to sell baby clothes and toddler clothes on eBay. We'll get back to that in a minute. There's a certain way you have to sell baby clothes and toddler clothes. Then I found a bunch of coins, silver coins, that had been tucked away from before my husband died, long before my husband died. They had been his parents, and they were old, vintage, old silver coins. So I started selling those online, and I sold those at auction instead of buy it now. I sold them at auction. I did very well selling silver until I had no more to sell. So when I ran out of those, I sort of quit selling for a while. And when I came back to selling, I decided I would try selling baby clothes again. So I went to the thrift stores, and mostly Goodwill, and I started picking out really cute baby clothes and toddler clothes, and they're very light to ship and easy to list. They were sort of fun to buy. But what I found out with baby clothes is people sell baby clothes online very, very inexpensively. So I wasn't getting any money really for them at all. Another thing they do with baby clothes is they sell them in lots. Instead of selling one piece at a time, you sort of have to sell in lots, like 6 pieces or 10 pieces at a certain size or whatever. And it just wasn't making enough money for me to spend the time doing that. So I decided I would, all this time I'm listening to more sellers, the successful sellers YouTube videos. And I decided I would try to sell clothes, adult clothes and shoes, because that has a wide market. Think about it. Everybody wears clothes. Everybody wears shoes. So I started just selling in the U.S. I've, in the last 6 months or so, I've opened up to global shipping, which is, I should have done that in the very first, it's so easy. Then you have the whole world, instead of just the United States. So that's how I got started selling clothes on eBay. And things you need to basically get started on eBay. You need, of course, a computer of some kind. It can be a laptop, it can be an iPad, it can be anything, some sort of a computer. You need a camera. It can be a good camera, just a, sure shot camera. It can be your phone. I have never used anything but my iPhone. My iPhone takes tremendous video and pictures. So I haven't ever used a camera, I don't think. Well, take that back. I did use my camera when I was selling coins, because my camera had a macro adjustment on it that I could take really close-up pictures of coins. So I did use my camera at that point. But since I've been selling clothes and been Rockford Trading Company, I've only used my iPhone. And it is, as far as I'm concerned, the camera in the iPhones are so good now. And I guess some of the other phones are really starting to be good too. So you can use your phone for your camera. You need, when you sell something, you're going to have to mail it to the person that buys it. So you need some sort of mailing bag for first class They're called poly mailers. And what I did was I bought these little poly mailers. These were the first ones I used. You can get them in different sizes. These were very inexpensive. Not this clear one. Very inexpensive. They were like $6 or $7 for 100 of them. And you get them. I got my supplies through Amazon. So those were the first ones. Then I decided I would be a little fancier, and I got some designer bags. And these are more expensive. These are $10 or $11 or $12 for 100, which doesn't seem like a big jump, but it is when you're buying a whole lot of them. So I used those for a while. I had 2 or 3 different patterns. This is my last one right here, my last one, because I now use eBay mailers. Now, you won't get a chance to get these free until you open a store and you have, after you have at least 100 listings online, you should some sellers say to do it right away, but it's so much a month you have to pay to have an eBay store, but it's well worth it for sure. The basic store is like $24.95 a month. Don't quote me on that because you have to look it up. I don't know if they've raised their prices or whatever. I'm in the middle store, which I know is $59.95 a month. And every quarter, they give you an allotment of a certain amount of money, and you can go on and buy these eBay supplies, and you use your allotment, so you're getting it for free. So I mostly bought the bags. I have a huge amount of these now. You can buy boxes, you can buy tape, you can buy little stickers, you can buy tissue. That red tissue, which is covered up back there, has their logo all over it. I bought a big pack of red for Christmas. Of course, I still have a huge amount of it, but you can use it anytime because one of their colors, of course, is red. And so you can just throw the item in the mailing bag. Personally, I put them in a clear poly bag first and then put them in the mailing bag or the mailing box. Those bags are just for first class. Your boxes to go priority, you can get free from USPS online. They're absolutely free, and they get delivered to you for free at your house. You don't even have to go to the post office or anything. So once you decide to sell, I bought every size of box and mailing envelope that they have because it's free, and you never know when you're going to need a different size. So you need mailing material. And of course you need some sort of a printer, which I have I had a regular printer. I have a regular HP printer that prints inkjet. It's an inkjet printer. That's what I used. I just printed out the mailing labels, which you get when you sell something. I just printed them out on regular paper, and I taped them onto the package. But inkjet ink, if it gets wet, like if it's raining and they're delivering a package, the ink will run. So that just bothered me. You know, I would tape over. You can't tape over the barcode though, but I taped over the address, and so it wouldn't get wet. But then I decided for like $97, I could buy a laser printer. So I bought this little Brother laser printer. It works fantastically. The ink does not run in a laser printer. And I went from just printing on paper to getting these sticky labels, which are, it prints off onto your label. Then it gives you information about the sale and how much you paid for shipping and everything right there to keep your records. So I made the investment to get these printer labels. But you don't have to do that in the very beginning. You just use a regular printer and paper. In fact, you could just use a piece of paper, write it on whatever mailing label that you want to put on there, paste it on. You wouldn't even have to print out the mailing label. But what I'm telling you is you save a tremendous amount in postage fees if you get your postage through eBay. You save a lot of money. So please do that right away. Don't pay regular postage for labels because it really amounts to a lot, even when you're first beginning, after you sell a few things. So if you're going to ship first class, you need to know how much something weighs, or even priority. If you don't do flat rate, you need to know how much something weighs. So you need some sort of a scale. I've had this same scale. I have like two of them, one upstairs and one here. It's an Accutech digital scale. You just package up your item and put it on here, see how much it weighs, and that's, you have to know that to mail first class. And to mail other than flat rate, you have to know the weight also. So just a little scale. It can be any type of a scale. When I was sending things into Amazon, they were big boxes, which were too big for this scale. I got a bigger scale, and the digital part was off to the side where the box didn't cover up the weight, you know. So I have that also for a big, if I would need a big box. And it wasn't all that much either, maybe $30. But that's about all you need to get started on eBay. Start with things in your house. And after you set up your seller's account. And I think that's about all I had here that you need just to get started. Once you go through the things in your house, you're going to want to venture out and go to some thrift stores. And also, people will learn that you're selling on eBay, and they'll offer you things. Would you please sell this for me? You know, I'd give you, I'd split the profits or whatever. I don't do that because it ends up not being worth it. If they want to give you items that they were going to donate and just give them to you, that's a whole other story. But to sell things, some people do it and they work out a deal. But I don't do that right now because it's eBay, when you're doing it as a business, is a job and it's work just like any other job. And I have enough that I get of my own to sell that I don't need to sell things for somebody else. So that's about all. I'm going to do another video very shortly here on the items that I use to make, the tools I use to make things easy. So tune in. I'm going to do it very shortly here. But I want to close this one out first because this is just the basic things to get started on eBay. So try it. You'll like it. It's fun. And I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.